On today's show, Deebo Samuel's honest admission about him being out of shape last year and what he called an awful 2022 season, and Brandon Aiyuk. Is he set to take off here in 2023 after a career year a season ago? But before we get started, since we're talking about both of these 49ers wideouts today, who is the better wide receiver between Deebo and Aiyuk? Give me a DS for Deebo Samuel, BA for Brandon Aiyuk, and with that, let's talk some football. So many times nowadays, professional athletes never hold themselves accountable, and when they deserve to get blame, they deflect that blame. That's not what Deebo Samuel did during his interview yesterday. First time we heard from him and talking to the media in a really long time, and he got really honest about what was a very disappointing 2022 campaign. He called his season last year, quote, awful. He said he looked sluggish, and he was embarrassed about what he put on tape. A summary about what Deebo had to say yesterday. He admitted that his season was really bad. He watched film with Kyle Shanahan and said that he looked sluggish, slow, out of shape, and he never wants to put anything like that on tape again. He vowed that me in that 1999ers jersey looking like that will not take place while I'm a San Francisco 49er. He also did admit that his contract situation and the contract extension did play a little bit of a role. If you remember, he didn't really practice at the start of training camp last year because he was trying to land that deal. And when you think about it at the time, right, I never gave Deebo Samuel any slack for trying to get paid. He was on the books final year of his contract for less than $4 million. After taxes, that is not a lot of money considering what you have to pay your nutritionists, what you have to pay your trainers, living out there in California and in San Francisco. He wanted long-term financial flexibility and security. He was able to get it. But it's not an excuse to be out of shape. And he was out of shape last year and injured a lot. Here's the full quote from Deebo here, which really summarizes everything. Just going through the tape, it was, dang, I look how sluggish I was and how bad I looked on tape. Like I said, what happened last offseason kind of played a big role in that. I'll never put nothing on tape like that again. And it would be really easy for Deebo Samuel to not take any accountability. But Deebo Samuel did take accountability. He owned up to it, and he deserves props for that. That's why I'm giving him credit here on the show. Playing poorly and looking out of shape after getting a big contract is never a good look, and that's what transpired last year. But can you imagine with Deebo Samuel hopefully getting in better shape, and it looks as though he slimmed down this offseason, if he's able to stay healthy and return to that 2021 form in which he was a first-team All-Pro and was so impactful as a wide receiver and as a running back, an overall weapon who also returned kicks when the Niners needed it. My goodness, this offense could be really, really dangerous. Is there a better grouping of weapons on the offensive side of the football than what the 49ers can trot out there here in 2023? Deebo Samuel and Brandon Aiyuk, one of the best wide receiver tandems in the NFL. Christian McCaffrey, after that trade from Carolina to the Niners, I thought he was the best running back in the NFL. His dual threat ability is really special because you can do so much with him, and opposing defensive coordinators have to plan for him to be a runner, but also a catcher of the football. And then you have George Kittle, who really turned it on once Brock Purdy saw the field as he replaced Jimmy Garoppolo. The good Deebo and bad Deebo. This is what he's talking about. He watched the tape of Shanahan. He said, look, I was out of shape. I was overweight. I look really sluggish, and that translated to him having a pretty disappointing season. A lot of people, including yours truly, thought, look, 2021, in those 16 games played, he can duplicate that success in 2022. He's entering his prime. He's still young. That 2021 season was great. He bailed the Niners offense out time and time again down the stretch as they needed to win a flurry of games to recover from that slow start at the start of the year. And he did it through the air and on the ground. 77 catches, 1,400 yards, Average yards per catch actually led the NFL at 18.2. That number, just wild. And then he ran for 365 yards and had 14 total touchdowns. But in 2022, he played 3 less games. And even when he was on the field, didn't look to be the same guy because of those nagging injuries, but also the physical condition that he was in. And the catches go down by 21. The receiving yards more than cut in half. And the average yards per catch well down by about 7 yards. Rushing yards down by a lot from 365 to 232. And then total touchdowns down from 14 to 5. Unacceptable if he has another season like that. It was unacceptable last year, but at least Deebo admitted, hey, I can be better and I will be better. You know how you can better your wardrobe? With Bird Dogs. That's where today's show is sponsored by birddogs.com, promo code chat. When you make your first purchase with these awesome shorts and pants, you get a free Yeti-style tumbler. These are gym shorts with the built-in liner, but also they're not just gym shorts, right? They have gym shorts, but these shorts can be used more than just that. You can go out on the town with these shorts. You can wear them out on a date. I wear them here at work because there's versatility to these shorts. If you want to experience the comfort and join the comfort kingdom, Bird Dogs is where it's at. You know what they say, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. But if you're not sure what the day will bring, that's where Bird Dogs comes in. They answer that question for you. As a viewer of the 49ers Report, you know I value versatility in all aspects of life, and Bird Dog shorts and pants, the perfect example of that. Summer is here. I've been wearing Bird Dogs on the golf course. I've been wearing them here hosting shows at Chat Sports. Their stretchy fabric makes them more comfortable than any other shorts and pants out there. And if you're ready to try them out for yourself, click the link in the description below. Head to birddogs.com, promo code chat to get that free Yeti-style tumbler to keep your coffee hot or your drinks cold. You know we like taking down a lot of drinks here on the 49ers Report. The Yeti-style tumbler going to be awesome for us as well. It's on the way to us. Free gift at birddogs.com, promo code chat. Now, the Niners better hope that Deebo Samuel is able to stay healthy, because his contract is going to start to really come into play in 2024 when he has a base salary of $20.9 million and a cap hit of $28.5 million in 2025, $16.5 million with a cap hit of $24.2, becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2026. His salary this year, if he plays like he did in 2021, is actually a pretty nice bargain. $1 million base salary, only a cap hit of $8.5 million. And if he turns in a season like he had 2 years ago, again, these contractual figures, they do benefit San Francisco in the Super Bowl window right now. So if you give Deebo credit for holding himself accountable, being candid, being upright and upfront, and very honest about everything, type his jersey number down below in the comment section. Give me that 1-9. Coming up next on the show as we round things out here, is Brandon Aiyuk about to take off? I think he is, and I've been calling it for a really long time. He was one of my breakout candidates heading into 2022. I think his 2023 could be even better. Deebo Samuel, when asked about his fellow wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk, said, "You can't cover him in a phone booth right now." And people continue to sleep on Brandon Aiyuk. I said this going into 2022, that Brandon Aiyuk is the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL. Going into 2023, he's still the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL. He is elite, but not enough people put him in that category. Can you imagine Brandon Aiyuk in a pass-happy offense in which he's featured even more than he is in a run-heavy offense? Brandon Aiyuk is elite for so many reasons. He's ascending and vastly improving. He has elite production in a run-first offense, surgical footwork and route running. His footwork is right up there with some of the best in the NFL, Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs, as well as Cooper Kupp. He is a goal line player where you can utilize him in between the 20s, but also inside the 20 in the red zone. He has a willingness to block in the ground game, which he's unheralded for. He's under team control for the next 2 years, so that's massive, especially after the Niners exercise that fifth-year option. He has reliable hands, great yards after the catch ability. He's only 25 years old. He might be 6 foot in stature, but he plays a lot larger than that. And Brandon Aiyuk is a player who continues to get better. And this is a guy who's really been devoted to improving his craft. Year one, if you remember, as a rookie first-round pick, this was the COVID offseason in which there were limited training camp practices and no preseason games. He also didn't play the full slate of games, still had 60 catches, 768 yards, and 5 touchdowns. In 2021, he started off the year in the doghouse, still able to put together 56 catches for 826 yards and 5 tutties. I thought he really came on about the halfway point of the season. And then last year, best season yet, 78 grabs, more than 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, all of those figures, career highs for Brandon Aiyuk. And what's crazy about the Niners' weaponry heading into 2023, we don't know who the hell is going to be the quarterback for this football team. Is Brock Purdy going to be healthy? Is Trey Lance going to be the starter? Is Sam Darnold going to upset Trey Lance and start if Brock Purdy can't go? This is a team with a stacked roster all across the board. And the biggest question mark is at the biggest position at quarterback. So show some love to Aiyuk. Let's go, Brandon. Type LGB down in the comment section right now for Let's Go, Brandon Aiyuk. We want to hear from the faithful. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you next time here on the show.